So welcome back, friends. Yesterday we have discussed about NumPy and we completed NumPy completely. So in this section we will see the another data science tool is nothing but the most powerful one. It is known as Pandas. Before going into the Pandas, we will see some of the points in Pandas. Okay. If you observe here, Python Pandas is defined as an open source library that defines high performance in manipulating the data. Here, first of all, you need to understand one thing. What do you mean by data here? Okay. Is the most interview points questions also the basic information. What do you mean by data? Data is nothing but the definition of data is it refers to the facts and statistics. Facts and statistics. Okay. So whatever the data we have, we need to apply some statistical analysis to prove the machine learning algorithms or deep learning algorithms or whatever it may be. Okay. Okay. And in other words, in simple words, we can say that data is nothing but a collection of information. Suppose the another example, collecting or collection of information. Okay. So what we will do is we will handle the data with the help of one library known as Pandas library. So what we have done with the help of NumPy, we will deal with the numbers, which means n dimension data, we handle the n dimension data. Okay. But with the help of Pandas, what we will do is we will handle the data. Okay. We will handle the data. So here you need to understand one thing. What are the types of data are there? Okay. So how we can handle the data with the help of Pandas here. Suppose I am the different types of data I am telling. There are different types in data. Okay, the first example is known as a structured data, and second is nothing but an unstructured data. So there are two types of data are there. One is structured data and another one is unstructured data. So the best example of structured data is nothing but an RDBMS format. Here RDBMS is nothing but relational database management system. Relational database management system. Okay. Management system. So here you need to understand one thing. So I will tell you unstructured data later. We'll completely focus on structured data now. So what do you mean by this RDBMS format? I will tell you very clearly. So the data which is in the format of tables and columns and rows and columns is known as an structured data. For example, if I am taking any table here, suppose consider this is a table. In the table I am considering as 3 rows and I am considering as columns here. So if I want to apply any type of data here, suppose I am taking employee and employee name I am taking and salary of an employee I am taking. So with the help of these columns, can I fill the data? Exactly, we can easily fill. Suppose I am considering the first column as employee ID. So what I am doing here is I am applying the ID number as 1 and ID number as 2 and employee name I am applying suppose I'm applying as a Python, and second one is suppose I'm applying my name, and I want the salary package for each and every employee. Suppose I am applying here 1,000 rupees. Suppose here I'm applying 2,000 rupees. So this is how the RDBMS format data will be here. RDBMS is nothing but relational database management system. The data which is in the format of structured format, which means tables and rows. So it will have columns as well as rows here. So this type of data can be handled with the help of a package known as Pandas. Okay, Pandas is the library which is used to manipulate, which means what do you mean by manipulate here? In different formats we can handle the data with the help of this Pandas package. Okay, this is how the structured data works. Structured data is nothing but, for example, if we consider any Excel sheet, in each and every Excel sheet we can consider the columns as well as rows here. Okay, the data which is in the format of rows and columns is known as structured data. So we will see about the unstructured data. The best example of structured data is nothing but tables and rows, and the unstructured data is nothing but images. Best example is images and videos, audio. Okay, these are known as an unstructured data. So for example, we will consider machine learning. Okay, we'll consider machine learning. Machine learning completely works with the help of structured data. Okay, machine learning completely works with the help of structured data, because a best example is whatever the data set we are taking, each and every data set should be in the format of rows and columns. Okay, these are the columns and these are the rows. So this type of data can be handled with the help of machine learning. When we consider deep learning, the data should be in the format of obviously if there is any unstructured data, we will discuss with the help of unstructured deep learning only. Suppose best example is image. Okay, if you take any image, so we think that image is nothing but a picture, but it is exactly wrong. Okay, if you take any image, in each and every layer there will be values will be present. These values are known as pixels. Okay, with the help of these pixel values, we will handle the image data. And if you want to handle the videos with the help of deep learning, and the another best tool is known as an framework is known as an OpenCV. Okay, this computer vision also best example to handle the videos, and audio also can be handled with the help of deep learning. So for unstructured data, we will use the deep learning as well as an OpenCV, and for the structured data, we will discuss help with the help of machine learning. So I'm telling you very clearly, machine learning works with the help of structured data, and deep learning completely works with the help of unstructured data. Okay, and NLP too. NLP also works with the help of unstructured data, because NLP completely works with the help of text here. Okay, text is also is known as an unstructured data. So these two are the advanced ones, which means AI part. So this belongs to AI part, so it works with the help of unstructured data. When we are discussing deep learning and NLP, you will have a clear idea. So to handle the machine learning algorithms, the data should be in format of tables and rows. For example, if you want clear explanation, I'll just open one data set in front of you. So I will show you how the structured data will be. Suppose I am opening one of the data set with respect to Excel sheet. If you observe here, see the data is in the format of tables and rows here. Suppose this is one column and this is one column, passenger ID. This is one of the famous data set in machine learning. This is known as a Titanic data set, okay, which belongs to classification. Okay, we'll discuss it later about this data, how to handle with the help of machine learning. Okay, just focus on type of data here. See, each and there are a number of rows are there, and there are the columns. So this type of data is known as an structured data. Okay, now with the help of these pandas, we will discuss how the structured data can be applied here. Okay, so pandas is there. I am telling you here clearly. See, Python pandas is defined as an open source library, which is helpful to manipulate the data here. So if you have here, okay, key features of the pandas, it has a fast and efficient data frame object, which is defaultly and customized into useful data, used for reshaping and pivoting the data sets. Okay, whatever the data we have, we can reshape it, we can arrange it in a proper way, whatever we want, depending upon the client requirement or depending upon the company requirement, we need to handle the data. Okay, so best example, if you want a clear explanation of pandas, why we are using. Suppose if I am having any kind of data here, suppose I am having a structured data here. So this is the structured data. I as a machine learning engineer or AI engineer, I need to handle this data. What I have to do, I need to apply some statistical analysis, and to handle this data, we need statistics, and we will give to machine learning algorithm. For converting the data, for handling this data only, we need one library that is known as pandas. Okay, there are a number of predefined packages in pandas, which is used to handle the data. So we will see one by one in the pandas. We will take one data set, or we will see the predefined functions in the pandas very clearly. Suppose these are one of the benefits of the pandas. I will share this file in my GitHub account as well as in the descriptions. There is no issue, you can follow it. Okay, so see here, this is one of the best image. I'm taking a data structures here. So if you observe here in pandas, how many types are there? Pandas series is there and pandas data frame are there. So with the help of this series as well as an data frame, we can handle the data. First one is series, and the second one is nothing but data frame. Okay, with the help of these two commands, these two techniques, we can handle the data. I will show you one by one. Suppose here, okay, for importing NumPy, we import NumPy as an NP. For pandas also, import pandas as PD. So instead of passing PD, you can pass your own variable. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm importing the pandas. Okay, import pandas as PD and import NumPy as NP. So you will have one doubt whether the pandas is installed in our system or not. So for that purpose, what you will do, you just go to the Anaconda prompt, just open it, select the default library. It obviously it will be in default library base environment. So here just type pandas or pip install pandas. If I execute it, what will be the output? Requirement already satisfied. What does it mean? Already the pandas library is already installed in my system. This is the command. What it executed? See, requirement already satisfied. What does it mean? the pandas library is already installed in the base environment, so there is no need of external implementation of the pandas. So I'm importing that directly. Import pandas as PD and import numpy as NP. Okay, I'm executing the cell. If I observe here, it will execute successfully because numpy is there in my base environment and pandas is there in my base environment. So it is taking some time. The cell is taking some time. Okay, let it execute. Here, if you observe very carefully, what I'm doing here, PD is nothing but an pandas. See here, I'm importing the pandas library with the help of a variable known as an PD. So what I'm doing here, if you observe before going to the series concept, I told you, right? How many types of the series are there? Data frame is there. First, we will see about the series and then we'll go to the data frame. So here, if you observe here very carefully, I'm importing the pandas with the help of a PD variable. Before seeing this text here, the code implementation, just study this, which gives the index order based on the given data. What do you mean by this is pandas, which means PD dot. I am passing a function here, series. And what do you mean by range function? You all know range function completely follow with the help of n-1 category. So it starts with 1 and it goes to the 10 here because 11 minus 1 is nothing but 10. So the output will be see here from 1. It started at 1, but it ends at 10. Okay, this is how the range function works. You know, yesterday we have discussed with the help of range function in the NumPy. So here, what is my question is, if you pass a series here, see for this, we are discussing about the series concept here now in the pandas. So if you pass a series here, what it is going to do? It is just printing the index positions. So if you observe here, these are the arrange function values 1, 2, 3 till the 10. Okay, but see here, for each and every value, the index position has been printing successfully. Okay, the index position. Suppose if I pass here instead of 11, if I pass 21, so from 1 to 20, it will print, the range function will print from 1 to 20. With the help of that, the index positions also will be printed. If I execute it, see, from 1 to 20 it is printing. It starts at 1 at the position 1 and it ends at the position 20. If you observe here, the index position of this one is nothing but 0 and the index position of this 20 is nothing but a 90. So what is the purpose of using this series is, if you are executing any command or if you are executing any numerical number, with that the index position will also executed. This is the purpose of using series. If you want clear explanation, you can study here, which gives the index order based upon the given data. Okay, so here we will see another example. What it is going to do, I'm taking a variable here, a series object, and what I'm doing in the series object variable, what I'm giving here, PD dot, which means pandas dot series. What I'm applying here, see, np dot range function I'm passing, range function from 10 to 17. If you are giving 18, it goes to n-1 category, which means 17. So see here, it starts from 10 and it ends at 17. So instead of passing the this once and once numerical number as an index position, what I'm doing here, I am passing the index values like this. Whatever the index values I want, I am passing this one, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, like that. If I execute it, what will, instead of passing here index positions 0, 1, 2, I will get my own index values, row 1, row 2. Why? Because I mentioned here with the help of a function name known as an index. Index, I am passing my own index values. If I execute it, see, it starts at 10. So see, it starts at 10. So it ends at 18. Here 18 is there, n-1 is 18 minus 1 is nothing but 17. So from 10 to 17, it is going correctly. But here, instead of passing the index positions, numerical values, I am giving my own value, row 1, row 2, row 3, like that. Okay. So here, with the help of this command, what you will do is, see, slicing operations. I am applying some kind of slicing operations here. You all know about slicing operations. We have discussed clearly in the NumPy section also. So series object is the variable which is holding this data, this particular data. Okay, this particular data, it is holding by series object variable. So I am taking the series object variable here, and what I am doing here, I am passing 0 to 5. What do you mean by this? 0 to 5. So what in this, what is the 0th index position? Row 1 only, no? Row 1 is nothing but a 0th index position. And what is the index position of I? So this is a 0th index position, this is the first index position, second index position, third index position, fourth index position, and fifth index position. Okay, from 1 it goes to 6, but it not print 6. Why? Because it is also following, index position will also following n-1 category, which means slicing operation will follow n-1 category. So see here, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 here. So from 0 to 4 it will execute. Why it is not printing? Why? I told you here, explained here, position based indexing from 0 to n-1. Here n is nothing but 5. So 5 minus 1 is nothing but 4. So from 0th index position to 4th index position, it is going to print. Okay, this is one kind of slicing operations. So see here, it is also one of the best example. What I'm doing here. So if you want, I will just execute the data here very clearly. I'm copying this variable. What I'm doing, I'm just printing it. And if I execute it, see the data will be printed here. So what I'm doing here with the help of this data, with this variable, what I'm doing, row 2, I'm taking the row 2 and row 7. But in the middle, I'm passing two symbols here. What do you mean by this? From row 2 to row 7, it is going to collect. Okay. Retrieve records by label index. What do you mean by this label index here? See, from row 2. See here, from row 2, it is going to collect till row 7. Where is the row 7 here? See, row 7. From row 2 to row 7, it is going to print. Here it will not follow like that, because here we are passing in the form of an index positions, direct numerical numbers we are passing. Okay, but here we are passing with the help of whatever the index values we are having, index test we are having, that only we are passing. That's why it is collecting from row 2 to row 7 directly. Okay, if I execute it, see, it executed successfully. There is no problem. So this is one of the best image. If you observe here, see, row index, whatever the data you have taken, each and every data is having the index positions. And you need to understand one thing, the series is nothing but an one dimension data here. Okay, series is nothing but one dimension data. Okay, with the help of one dimension data, we can discuss series very clearly. Okay, so here another example. So retrieving records by numerical index. What do you mean by this here? So I am passing a variable here. I will do one thing. I will just open a new cell here. I'll just pass the data again. And if I execute it, you will see the data above. So from this data, what I am doing, I am only accessing the row 4th row value. See, 4th row value. What is the 4th row value? Row 4 index position value 13. Okay, see, 13 has been executed. Here also, what I am doing here, I am passing a pd.series. I am passing a value 4. If you observe, I am passing the index position 0, 1, 2, 3. If you observe here, so 0 index is 0 is there, 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there. But value I passed only 1. So for each and every index, the value will be 4. Okay, it will be selected as 4. If I execute it, see, it executed. Okay. So if you want to pass only one number, and if you want to give that particular number to the each and every index, it is going to give. See, if we observe here, for 0th index, it is going to give value 4. For the first index, it is going to give 4. Second index, it is going to give 4. Third index, it is going to give 4. Okay. Suppose if I pass here another variable 6, I pass another number. If I execute it, see, definitely it is going to tell you one error. Okay. So instead of that, we can pass like this, one numerical number. Okay. So if you want to pass a number of numbers, I told you here very clearly, just pass in the range function, or see, just pass with the help of a range function. If you pass with the help of a range function, and it will automatically select the index positions, because you are using a function on essence series function here. Okay. Now here, one of the best example, pandas.series of, I am passing 1, 2, 3 values here. See, in the format of list I am passing, and I am applying the index positions A, B, C. Okay. So I want to access the index position, 0th index position. Okay. What is the 0th index position here? In this 1, 2, 3, suppose instead of this, with the help of a list, I will explain you. Suppose if I am passing A is equal to 1, 2, 3, and what if A of 0? What is A of 0 result? Is nothing but an 1. So in the same way, in this list 1, 2, 3, what is the 0th index position? Is nothing but 1. So 1 is executing successfully. Okay. Retrieving the first element, simply retrieving the first element. Okay. Now here, best example is, see, if you just execute, if you remove the print condition here, okay, if you remove the print condition, if you execute it, the output will be 1 only. There is no issue. Okay. Now here, I'm passing an array. This is one of the best example. I am passing one array here, and what I'm doing inside the array, this is one dimensional array. Yesterday I told you, whatever the list inside, if it is one list, it belongs to one dimensional array. In the array, I am passing 3 string formats and one numerical number, which means an integer number. So what I'm doing here, if you observe very carefully, I'm taking the pandas and series concept I am taking. Okay. Okay. Let's discuss this thing. Okay. First of all, I'm taking an array. I'm passing the character here, 4 characters. I'm passing one numerical number. I'm passing. I'm just printing this data. First of all, I'm just printing this data. Okay. I'm just commenting these 3 comments. Okay. I will just comment this. We will see what it will give. Okay. I'm printing If I execute it, see, whatever the values inside the array, it is going to execute. Okay. So if you want to see the dimensions, simply data dot indim. See, one dimension data. It is very simple. It is one dimension data. So what I am giving here, now I am commenting these ones. Okay. Now I am commenting these 3 lines, and I will activate remaining 3 lines now. Okay. I'll just remove this, I will just remove this, and I will just remove this. So what I'm doing here, same data, instead of passing to the array, I will pass with respect to series here. See, I'm passing, instead of passing here array, I'm passing here series. Inside the series, I'm passing array. Okay. The entire values, whatever we are taking, I'm passing inside this series. See, same command, I'm saving in S, and I'm printing S here. So if I run here, see, this is the power of series. Okay, we can, instead of specifying explicitly the index positions, directly we can provide the index positions with the function known as a series here. So if we pass a series keyword, if you pass directly numpy, it is just giving the numpy values here. So if you want this, just okay, we'll execute the both. See, this is directly executing with the help of array. But here, the entire data what we are taken in the format of array, I am passing inside a series. So if I execute it, see, for each and every value, the index position has been allocated. Okay. For 23, the index position is nothing but 4. If you observe here, there is no index positions because we are passing it in the format of array. Okay. This is how the series get works. Okay. I will tell you best example here. Series is nothing but which works with the help of one dimension data. And this dimension data is nothing. What do you mean by one dimension data here? With the help of array, just np dot array of, I told you yesterday, just okay, whatever the values inside is known as a one dimension data. If you want to access what is the dimension of that, just how many dimensions it is following. Suppose it is allocating in a, what you will do, a dot in dim. It will show you the dimension, whether it is one dimension data or 2 dimension data, 3 dimension data. I told you in the beginning, the series is completely going to work with the help of one dimension data. You'll have one doubt, what about the 2 dimension data and 3 dimension data? Don't worry, for that purpose we are using data frame. Okay, so this series is nothing but works with the one dimension data. It just provides the index positions instead of providing explicitly also we can give. I told you here very carefully. See here what I am doing here, explicitly I am giving here. See, explicitly I am giving row 1, row 2 here. So if you are not specifying explicitly, what it will do, directly it will select the index positions like 0, 1 to start, because the index position starts from 0. So it goes on from 0 to till the end, whatever the range function or whatever the values inside the list you are passing, that many values, the index positions has been executed. Okay, so this is completely about this series. Okay, later we will discuss about data frame also. Okay,